guys? Welcome to a very special, only slightly terrifying stream. Have I done this right, and can any of you guys see me? Sup, guys? There you are. I know you. Hi. How are you? I'm scooching. On. There we go. There we go. Cool. So welcome to my BFA BlizzCon stream. I am streaming today with a regular person keyboard. It's very nice, actually. It's Corsair. It's got like some pretty lights. They're blue and yellow, so they're not like faction divisive. They're trying to make us all included. And as some of you may be familiar, I stream typically and play with, like, the gamepad. You know, I have like the Orb Weaver, and I don't know how to play with the keyboard. So we are going to do our best. I know the thumbnail says mount runs. I didn't bring any images to change the thumbnail with. I didn't think of that. So we may actually do mount runs. I think I'm allowed to do that. I should do some BFA stuff. Oh, you know what I actually need to do is I need to do some island expeditions. So I might do like a real quick key binding stream real quick, because that's what you guys really want to see, is some key binding. And then see if I can make my way through some regular person island expeditions. What's up, Mara? We can see and hear you. That is the best. So I have, well, I can flip it to this. This is already much shinier looking than my own stream setup. I'm going to need to make this happen, or something like this happen at home. Lighting also very good. But there's also one more thing that I want to show before I forget. I'm probably going to play with this later. But they have these filters, these camera filters. These are by Snapchat. Let me see if I can get it working. I may have lost it. I may have to go back to that later. I can scroll. You guys having fun with the BlizzCon streams? Doing a virtual ticket? Anybody dressing up for a virtual ticket party? I heard that people. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong window. Camera's over here. I heard that people will cosplay, but for like their home viewing parties, and I thought that just sounds like the best thing, because you can take some really great pictures, and then you can take it off. You don't have to carry it all day. So I don't think I'm gonna find the filter. I'm just gonna play a little bit of WoW and catch up with some chat, and talk to some people that I normally talk to on Fridays. I'm just so happy that I can stream on the Friday. So I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna ruin all my keybinds. I'm gonna get home, and this is all gonna be ruined. So let's go default. Yep. And then we do, see, 1, 2, 3, dinner. I like to go shift. I practice this. I like set up a theoretical practice keybind for RF. And then, I don't know how to play this. This is going to be the fanciest island expedition you've ever seen. So, go 1, 2, 3, that's good. And then that. As long as I have the important buttons, that's all we really need. I can handle those. I've got 6. I can do some islands with 6. I don't see why not. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Can you sneak up behind S. Font and cut his hair? I would never. Hair is going to live its own life, and you just have to accept it and love it for what it is, mine included. I was looking for you for the virtual ticket. Love you, Hazel. How's BlizzCon? Sup? BlizzCon is overwhelming. It's huge. Like, you see numbers and you see the infographics, and you're like, oh, it's thousands of thousands, 30, 40,000 people. And then you see them in person, and it's just so many people. But it's so cool, because if there was this many people in a regular sort of situation, you know, I'd be tripping all over them. And I'm tripping all over everybody here, you know. It's not really any different. But the thing is, you know, everybody's so nice here. Everybody's so nice here. And you can just sit down almost anywhere and start a conversation, which is not something I can normally do. Like, I'm not really a park bench conversation starting kind of person. I haven't really bonded over pigeons that much in my life. But here you can just sit down next to almost anybody, and you're going to have something to talk about. And you're going to have really cool people to talk to. And I've just been doing that since yesterday, and it's just the best thing. So I think I'm cute. I think I queued for a normal, which is important, because I want to be disappointing people that are leveling and not people that have finished leveling. Let me catch you up, or let me catch up a little bit on stream, so we're not seeing your office. This is much better than my office. This is going to be the best produced stream I've ever done. And I'm going to get home and spend a bunch of money so I can do it properly next time. Well, no. But, you know, this place has 2 keyboards, and I've got an audio mixer on the desk. And I only got 1 keyboard on my desk at home, so I think I'm slacking. Stoked for the BlizzCon virtual ticket. Looks like you're having fun. No mods on BlizzCon. The lighting is amazing. I know. I'm actually shocked by how pleasant, this is going to be the weirdest thing to compliment, the climate, not outside, but like indoors. It's not too dry, you know, it's like nice, clean, breathable air. There seems to be lots of oxygen floating around, oxygen content on point. It's not too humid, like my hair is actually, like it's still down. I came prepared with double hair elastic so that it's the second that it's driving me nuts, I can just give up and put it up. And I haven't had to do that yet, it's great. Hi Hazel, how is it? What's up, Ayla? It's incredible. I think I was talking about on a vlog a week or two before I got here that if it wasn't good, I wasn't ever going to go again, because I spent the whole week leading up to this freaking out and stressing out and being like, how many packing spreadsheets do I need to make before I feel ready for this trip? Speaking of feeling ready, I'm not ready for silent. And it was just like so miserable while there's nothing to do but worry about it. But as soon as it actually got here, and sorry, I can hear people through my headset. I'm confused with that. So I actually want to hit up. There's all the rares, because the rares are the thing that theoretically, I don't know if we ever actually like super officially confirmed this, but theoretically, that is what is going to. All right, where's my mind flay? If I wanted a mind seer, I'm gonna be doing some key binding on the spot. That's a button. I'm gonna kind of stab at them until things die. Oh, Mind Seer's on 4. I can do that. So this mouse has a lot of buttons, but it doesn't have 17. I don't know why they didn't do this 4 hours. That's great. All right, that one's done. How do I mount? Do I have a mount keybind? I would enjoy one. Let me grab. I probably should have set that up before I queued. So I just came. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I want to check chat, but I also want to contribute just a little bit. Let me know if I need to adjust the sound at all. I can turn the game sound down. I may need to turn it down just for me. Oh, no. That one. I came from the WoW What's Next panel, and I actually had to leave it like a tiny bit early, so if there was a mic drop moment, I haven't seen it yet, and you guys have to catch me up. I left right as they were talking about Najatar and showing like the montage of the different zones, and it looked so cool. It was like, you know what it looked like is Vashir if they drained it. You know, everything that we love about the aesthetics of Vashir. I don't even know where my crew went. Are people in that? Oh, they're over there. I'll find them. I'll catch up. I'm coming. Wait for me. Yeah, it's like if they like a Vashir but without the swimming. That's all everybody ever wanted. Mooney, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. So nice to catch you live. Hope you're having a great time. I'm having the time of my life. I was so worried about not knowing anybody, and I think this is the one place in the world where you don't need to know anybody. You'll know people by the time you leave. It doesn't matter if you're shy or if you're not usually good with new people. It's just, it's everybody's just so sweet and wonderful and makes you feel so immediately comfortable that this is just the best place. I would like to live here. I would like to just live at BlizzCon all the time. And it's made me very much excited about making videos. I kind of wish I had made a few. Oh, I'm dying. Hang on. I have a Shadow Man button. What is it? 0. It's over here. Keyboards are hard. Up mic volume, down game volume. I can do that. So let's take this down and let's take. Oh, I think I just canceled my resurrection. Don't mind me. Oh, that's on 100. That's why. There we go. The my shadow spell sounds were getting me a little bit too. Hi Hazel, I hate you so much. Hey Late Night, how have you been? Can you play Classic for us? No, I can't. I am on a list of people that is excited about WoW, live WoW, and I'm not going to be streaming the Classic demo. I think I heard that somebody else might be doing that. I'm not 100%, but nah, I get to play live BFA today. How is BlizzCon? Game sounds a little loud. Okay, hopefully I've sorted out now. Did you see the Mechanome stuff? Yeah, so did they have, you guys have to fill me in because again I had to leave, but did they have any kind of a mic drop moment where they're like, oh, and you can play the Mechanomes, or are those just like a Volterra-like race that you can befriend but not necessarily play? Because the hairstyles that they showed in the slide where they were revealing the Mechanomes were amazing, but they're also Mechanomes, you know. I already tried to level an allied race and switch, and I leveled the allied race, and I couldn't quite switch and leave my regular gnome behind, so I don't know if I'd be able to. Madam K Games, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. I'm so happy you're having fun. I wish you all the luck in the world. Thank you so much. And I have had the most amazing time meeting all of you guys. I met a whole bunch of people last night at Calm Before the Storm, and then just ever since then, like everywhere, just getting to meet people and talk to them and hear all their great tits. I've been mining people for all of their pro tips. All right, I'm going to try to not die in this content that I massively outgear. So we're gonna dot things up. We're gonna dodge. And WASD is a lot of keys for when you can do this with one joystick. Just saying. I think I have my main rotation. I should probably practice shadow mending. I guess I can just spam the 0 key. It's all the way over here. Gabby Amber, thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I don't think, I mean, I would be very surprised. No, it's not possible. It's not the way this works. There won't be any sounds or like the GIF alert that usually happens. I don't believe will be happening because that's like on my home computer. But I appreciate you just the same. So are we winning? We're only barely winning. So I need to actually put in some actual effort here because I'll feel very bad if I let down Hangry Hippo, the 117 Demon Hunter. What a name, though. What a name. Water Mecha Gnome. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit because that's where we just came from. We are at BlizzCon about the stuff that we just got from the WoW What's Next panel. It was like it just happened. So I found a shovel. That's not what I'm looking for. Don't feel bad if you haven't seen it yet. And if you are waiting to watch that stream later on the ticket, there will be spoilers in the stream. So I'm just gonna let you know. I will be talking about what we talked about in the WoW, what they talked about in the WoW What's Next panel. There is a place, and it is called Mechagon. And basically, what it reminds me of heavily is if you played Overwatch, Junkertown. It's like Gnome Junkertown, and it's like a gnome and goblin adventure. It's a new zone that we're going to be going to. And there is a raid. No, not a raid, pardon me. Shouldn't hand out misinformation. It's an 8-boss dungeon, kind of Karazhan style, so like mythic only. 8 bosses. It will be mythic only for now, so there's high likelihoods that they will eventually, they didn't confirm, but they're probably going to do the same thing they did with Kara, where you've got like a, like the heroic queue thing, like later, like a whole patch later. They said there's going to be mounts and pets to collect from that content, and that's going to be coming later. Don't 100% remember. I may be speaking kind of vague terms about a lot of things because it's just so overwhelming, and I feel like my brain's RAM is fried. And I don't want to say something that is definitively not true, so I'm just going to say things very ambiguously. Mar, thanks for the super chat. Hope you're having fun. Be sure to ask Ian why Culturans can't be mages. I mean, I feel like the obvious justification for that is Jaina left. Was she a mage before she left, or did she start maging later? You know, at what point did she, discover that she really just wanted to mage around? The Warcraft 3 remaster is exciting. I would like to smugly remind, all of you that I drew on my iPad a very badly drawn fork, and I called it the Warcraft 3 fork, and I called that one. But I think otherwise, prediction-wise, I'm doing pretty bad. I don't remember. Hang on. I can heal with this button. It's a very good thing that I'm not required to do Mythic Dungeons like I thought I was, because that would be an absolute mess. How are standard controls going? Well, I have 2 hands on my keyboard. One of them is mashing my Shadow Man button, and the other one is trying to dot up some stuff. I think I'm probably going to die, so that one's not keybound, so I can just disperse. And I'm going to get a little bit of space. I want to fear people. Do I have a fear button around here? It used to be, yeah, shift that one. All right, so that's fear. And then I can spam my Shadow Man button with my right hand. Little more. Good. I'm actually not dying. Oh, this is a rare. Venture Middle Manager. I have not seen this. Is this new? I haven't done Islands in a little bit, and I feel like they've gotten better. It's why Jaina was able to, reading chat, not recommended. Oh, we're going to lose this one. I need to focus. I need to put my my normal Island Expeditions esport face on and get this done. Can you confirm the Diablo panel? I didn't go to the Diablo panel. My morning, let me tell you about my day. Now, I got, panel-wise, I watched the intro ceremonies. I watched it from the Mythic Hall, but the press seating was all, we were too late for that, so we just got seats, pretty far back. Not super far back, but pretty far back. And you're just looking up at a monitor. You can't see anything in front, on the stage in front of you, so you're looking up at a monitor, and I was kind of thinking, this is nice. And I'm glad to be in the room with the energy and the excitement. That's amazing. But if you're at home with a virtual ticket feeling bad about missing the energy and the excitement, or at least about missing the event in person, just know that you have as good a view as most people in the convention center. You're not missing out on anything view-wise. We're all looking at the same thing you are. But you can't beat the energy. So I didn't do the Diablo thing. I did the regular I did the regular, the opening ceremonies, and then after that I found some food. And then I actually watched the Hearthstone What's Next, because I kind of wandered around, not lost, but sort of, I wanted to preempt being lost, because I've been getting lost ever since I got here. I don't think I've succeeded actually making it to anything, except for maybe this stream without getting horribly lost. So I was sort of scoping out, like doing laps around the convention, just trying to figure out where everything was. Oh man, she left to be a mage. Colteris was never big on the arcane. That would make more sense then. There you go. There you go, Maru. What race are you? I am a gnome, but for whatever reason, I still look like a human. I think I have 6 minutes left of my Coin of Many Faces buff that I used during my raid before I left. Raid nights are Wednesdays. That wasn't that long ago for me. I want to press some Mind Blast. That's a button that I haven't. There we go. Shift 1. That's what I put it on. Put a Shift 1. What's your opinion of Lost Honor, the cinematic they showed earlier? So I loved it. I loved it because I've been waiting to see what Sorafang does. We all kind of have a feeling that that the Sylvanas isn't really the future that the Horde wants to be a part of anymore. So so I'm excited to see that they're actually taking up on that storyline, because as funny as it would have been for Sorafang to just sort of like live in his jail cell and be like, you know what, the food isn't bad here. They got nice crackers. I can live with these crackers. It's nice to see him getting out. But I was worried that, and I'm curious to hear what some of you Horde players have to say about this. From a Horde perspective, doesn't it seem kind of wimpy that, you know, Sorafang doesn't want Sylvanas to lead the Horde, and he's gone to pout about it in a jail cell that someone else put him in. And that's his whole plan, is to pout about it in a jail cell. And then Anduin comes in, he's like, well, I can't do it either. And then they're going to work together. And that's cool, but like, from a Horde perspective, it doesn't seem very Horde to have the Alliance juvenile king help hand you your kingdom back. Like, the orc thing to do would be to do it himself and not pout in his jail cell. So we're losing. We may not win this one. I met up with my friends again. You know what I actually forgot to do is what I really like to do in the beginning of Islands is give everybody target markers so you can find people more easily. And also, I think that as somebody that is contributing very little to the overall damage of this, despite having raid gear, I should be trying to loot all the like little chests and little Azerite nodes, because that's the only thing that's really gonna count for my contributions. A squirrel is not lost, Frodo Baggins, nor is she confused. I am always exactly where I mean to be. It's just I don't always mean to be the place that I intended to be 5 minutes beforehand. Seeing a stream from BlizzCon makes me so happy. This is amazing, right? It's surreal. This has been a surreal weekend. I don't quite understand. Every time somebody comes to say hi to me, it's so lovely, and there's a little part of me inside that's just kind of confused. It's like we all just play WoW. This is bizarre. I'm just so happy because I didn't know anybody coming, and it's so easy to meet people. I know people now. I have people. So I'm trying to heal, which is this button that I stab with my right hand, because this is how you play with keyboards. I have my eye set as right now, but I think that we're about to lose. So this might be a progression stream of queuing normal island expeditions and refining my keybinding setup until I find something that works better for me. So one button I was not pressing at all was my Mind Blast. So I'm going to move that. I'm probably going to stick that on 4. Because like, what are the good keys to keybind as a person that uses the keyboard? Like, what you probably want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, shift 1, 2, 3, 4, RF. Do you like go over to T and G? I don't want to step on things that are keybound to other stuff too much. Sourfang? Why not Sweet Fang? He was kind of tired of fighting. Most orcs don't really live as long as he has. Yeah, I know he's old, but well, I mean, I guess that was part of it. He's getting on there, but that's all right. Can we talk about the Malfurion cinematic? Yeah, that I think was the loudest moment in that whole panel, was the Malfurion like the reveal moment when that's Malfurion. It's still not my personal dream, which would be, man, this isn't I should stop telling people this. A little part of me, after Legion, don't hate me, we're allowed, you don't have to agree with me. I kind of want Malfurion and Tehran to break up. I think that they will be more interesting characters apart from each other. I would like to see what they do, like, in a world where they're not glued together at the hip. I think that they could take the night out, like, they could have different, opinions and ideals and goals for the Night Elves. They don't have, like, they always agree all the time, and they're just so cute, and I just, you know, I'm over it. I put all my common spells, offensive moves, and pet heals on my number pad. Interesting. Okay. Oh, speaking of, I was going to move some stuff around. So we're going to put Mind Blast on 4. Mind Seer can be shift 1. I'm going to fix my talents up a little bit. We're going to go Shadow Crown. Oh, no, I'm not. Rest area. You tell me I'm going to get out of this cube because I'm not ready to go until I got my Shadow Crash, and I don't want to use a tome. I'm still walking around with 57 of these things. I've fallen in the ocean. I bought a, is this not cube down here? Here, let's go this one here, this one here. Like a stack of 100 of them at the beginning of the expansion. For whatever reason, they were really cheap, and I've just been rationing those out ever since. 1 to 4, 2 mouse buttons with shifts. There are mouse buttons here, but I have no idea what they're bound to, and based on my past experiences with mice with extra buttons, maybe pet charm quest now. Sorry, I keep looking, chat's over here, and my camera is usually like right over top of my chat, so if I keep looking off to the right, that's why I'm sorry. Yeah, so on my regular mouse with the extra buttons will like shift to different modes, and then I don't always know how to put it back. You think you press the button, but you've lost track of how many times you toggled it. Okay, so we're gonna take Shadow Crash. We're gonna throw that on R. Yeah, and then I'm going to have Dark Ascension on, should I take Dark Ascension? It's pretty good, but I'm gonna go for a low buttons build here because of my whole control scheme. So that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Dark Void would be better for AoE, but I am trying. Ooh, Misery. Misery might actually be really good. Take that. As few buttons as we can press, and we will be doing just fine. Biggest cooldowns, number pad 7, 8, 9, the things that help me get focus back are 1 and 0. So are you left-handed or right-handed? Because, like, the number pad's all the way on the right, so, like, do you take your left hand all the way over, or do you, like, if you have your mouse in your left hand, that would make a lot of sense. It's almost 1 a.m. here. I'm in my bed, but hi, hope you have a wonderful time. I'm going to be here until I fall asleep. I hope you have phenomenal dreams. I have been doing a lot better dream-wise since I got here, and I stopped worrying about everything. Although I had such a hard time sleeping last night. Like, you'd think, like, I got so much exercise. Like, there's so much walking here, and then there's more walking when you don't know where you're going, so you just keep going around and around and around things until you see something that looks promising. I have like a distance counter on my wrist, and I did 12 miles yesterday, so you'd think I'd be exhausted. Like, it was a long day. I'd been up since 6, and I get to bed, and it's like midnight, 12:30, and then I'm like reading, and it's like 1, and like my brain's still going and going and going, and like living through the whole day, like bit by bit by bit, because so many things happen. It's so overwhelming. The best cosplay you've seen so far? There have been really cool ones. There's not as many as I thought based on like the BlizzCon promo videos that I've seen in the past. Because I've never been here, I was like misunderstanding the cosplay density, although maybe there's more of them closer to when the cosplay contest is, which I think is tomorrow night. So maybe people are focusing on tomorrow, but I have seen a few. There was a really wonderful Deckard Cain. He was just the most dashing and very, like, if there was an actual Blizzardland, if they actually did Blizzard World as a real theme park, and they had, like, characters, standing around and doing signatures and whatnot, that's how it would look like. That would be the official costume. That was how good it was. You should stream on Twitch sometime. I've been on YouTube for so long, though. Like, how could I do that to my 1 year YouTube members? I don't think I could. I have a paper to write this morning, but your stream is the best distraction from that. Yeah, you should get it done, though. There will be a VOD later. I will figure out, I'll publish the VOD later as soon as I can get a thumbnail on it. Do you have any advice for someone coming new into WoW? I'm level 50. I'm still questing, but I don't know what I want to be doing yet. So don't feel like you have to pick something. I would recommend that just like do things that look interesting and then learn about them until you kind of get a feel for whether or not you want to do them or not. Okay, so I've got Shadow Crash and R. My dots are 1, 2. I shouldn't need 2 because I'm in Misery now. So we can go 1, and then tab, and then 1. Oh yeah, I can do that. And then tab, and then that's a rare, so we're gonna go 1. I feel like I'm playing a console because this is about how helpless I feel on consoles. I'm not great. I don't have enough experience with them. I didn't really play them a ton as a kid. Nope, 3. I'm stabbing at my keyboard like a 59-year-old accountant that never wanted to learn a computer, but his workplace is forcing him to, and he's mad about it. And he's just like haughtily pecking at his keyboard. That's how my hands feel right now. BlizzCon stream. Hey, I gotta find you again. I don't know exactly what my plans are after this. I know at some point I need to pick up my shopping because I did the Blink shopping and I haven't had a chance to get it. I'm thinking I should probably pick it up and then immediately go find the FedEx so that I can ship it, because I don't want to run out of time later, and I can't fit. Like, I bought plushies, I bought pillows. I'm probably going to end up with more. I would like to buy some more shirts. I didn't plan to, but you know, just everything's so cool here. Plus, this place is like a huge gear advertisement, because almost everybody is wearing some kind of WoW, or not even WoW, just like Blizzard swag, and they all look so cool. You just look around at all these people that had just like great makeup days, and they've just got like the sleek shirt, and they got the nice shoes, and you're like, wow, how is everybody here so fly? Have you run into any Squirrel Squad? I have run into some Squirrel Squad, and everybody has been just the sweetest thing ever. I'm so flattered that people want to talk to me. I still don't quite get it, I guess, but I appreciate it, and it's very sweet. I've had some wonderful hugs. You guys give amazing hugs. Hunt and Peck typing. Yeah, I am Hunt and Peck playing WoW right now. I'm two-handedly playing chopsticks in this keyboard. How's your BlizzCon going? Elaine. My BlizzCon has been wonderful. It's been overwhelming. I have been having a hard time, not with convention-specific related stuff, but more travel-related stuff, as in I'm really bad at finding food. Like, whenever there is food, I either have someplace that I have to be and I have to leave before I can get food, or are we at least winning this one? We are at least ahead in this one, so my teammates must be carrying a little bit. I'm going to head up this hill and like go for that chest after I fend off this bear. So yeah, my every time there's like food around, I either have to leave. Oh no, I've changed my bar here. Okay. Or I'm not hungry. I didn't get hungry until like this afternoon or this morning, like late this morning, like 11. And I had a cookie for dinner last night because I hadn't really figured out where to have dinner. It was late. I had somewhere to be. I had just come from somewhere. I just walked 12 miles, and I checked into the hotel, and this lady's like, here's your room key, and here are your cookies. And she hands me this big stack of warm cookies. And they're huge cookies. Like, each one is a full meal worth of cookies. She gave me 3 of them, and I almost cried. I wonder, as somebody that works as a hotel receptionist handing out cookies, I wonder how many people have just, like, cried after long travel days just to be given, like, this, like, warm, fresh... It was like a chocolate chip cookie, but had, like, a little bit of walnut in it. It was awesome. I'm excited about Diablo Immortal. I feel like I'm the only one. You're not the only one. I just want more information about it, and that's really on me because there is more information about it to find out around here. I just haven't found it yet. There's a demo area that I should check out. I love the aesthetic of Diablo, and I played Diablo 3, and I played the expansion. But I usually like play for the story, and then I do like a little bit of a league whenever my guild gets really into it. But more recently, I've started to realize that that's just such a clicky game that it's really hard if your hands are rough with repetitive stress. Like, just all of the clicking, just it hurts, and it kind of wears out your hands, and I need those for petting my cat. So I'm excited to see, because it looked kind of like a regular WoW or not regular WoW experience. Pardon me. It looked like Diablo. It looked like actual Diablo. Like, I was kind of expecting, if they were going to do a Diablo mobile game, I was expecting to be like Diablo theme, you know, Diablo characters, IP, but like some other kind of like cookie cutter mobile game that they had sort of pasted it over. But it looks a lot like actual, like it might scratch that actual Diablo itch. And if I can play it without, here's my first shadow crash of the expedition. If I can play it without, you know, spamming a mouse, I might be able to actually play it. That might be worth it. Do they have Mandarin body pillow cases for sale, like anime style? They should. No body pillows that I have seen. I'm sure that you can find something online. But there is the hoodie. I've seen a lot of other people with the hoodie around. I wasn't going to bring mine. I was like almost just going to bring a plain black hoodie, but I ended up just shoving it in my bag last minute anyways, because it's just so much comfier than all of my other hoodies. And I've seen so many people here wearing them that I feel like I'm among my people. I didn't bring it today because it wouldn't quite fit in my bag. I'm kind of kicking myself for the choice of camera that I brought. I should have brought the other one. It's both better and smaller. The sound's not as good, but I could have figured it out. But I'm having so many ideas about how I want to do everything better next year, because I have to go now. I can't just not do this again. I'm already going to be like heartbroken when it's over. I can't not go back. Love the logo live from BlizzCon. I know. This is by far the most professional setup that I've ever streamed from. And it's giving me some ideas. Although I don't know if I'll ever have have a logo quite that fancy. So we might actually win this one, thanks to the wonderful and noble Hammer Craig and Mustallion. Actually, you know what I should do is I should let you guys carry me. I'll open a group after this if any of you would like to carry me through some normal island expeditions on stream. The Diablo Reddit is falling apart. In what way though? Like, are they positive? Are they negative? Are they mixed? Do they not know how they feel yet? Are they just, you know, just like a lot of feelings going on? Been there. Set move to mouse wheel up or down. I'm not actually a big mouse wheel person. Like the pulling the middle finger back muscle specifically, I don't know how, like if it's just from way too much scrolling on web pages, but that's really rough with my hands, so I try not to do too much of it. So there's a rare up here. I know that there's been rumors that hunting down rares and events specifically in island expeditions can drop you the pets and whatnot, but does anybody know if anybody has been like impressive enough and wonderful and sweet and like amazing to compile like a table? Because you know there's things that you would kind of guess because they're all sort of theme tied, right? Like the Mogu would drop the Mogu mount, or there's like a specific Mogu that's like it's the same guy's name and he would drop the Mogu mount, and you know you get Murlocs, you might get the Murloc pet, that kind of thing. But I've never seen like a table, and I feel like that would be good. Already sold and going the next year. Oh yeah, you have to. I feel like if you're interested, you should definitely try to see it at least once, because just the experience. Like even if you don't, like even before the opening ceremony started this morning, I was already. Oh, there's Horde. Well, Horde. Even before the opening ceremony started this morning, I was already kind of feeling like this was worth it anyways. Just for I've died. Just for getting to meet people is just worth the trip anyways. Have an amazing time, Hazel. Thanks, Sarah. I love you because you're positive about things. I'm a Diablo gamer too. I've been bummed since the announcement, but thank you for being positive. Well, you know that's definitely not like the only thing that they're ever gonna make again for Diablo. They're gonna do more. It's just that's what they have right now. Doesn't like just because they're doing WoW Classic as an analogy doesn't mean they won't make more content for BFA, which is good because I'm banking on that. I'm not ready to switch my life up and become a WoW Classic gamer. I don't think that's where I'm going. Hello, Hazel. Thoughts on the Warcraft panel? You mean like the WoW What's Next, or have they done one that's actually on Warcraft 3? Because I did see most of the WoW What's Next. I have not seen any of the Warcraft 3 stuff beyond what they showed us in the opening ceremonies. I'm really excited about the Warcraft 3 remaster because I didn't really get, like, I could have played it. You know, you still can. But I never really played it back then, and by the time I got around to it, the graphics were just a bit dated. And I don't know. It's hard for me to get into old stuff just because of like the story, the backstory, because I've never been super story driven in WoW. So I figured it's like a cool piece of history, but I never felt the need to go out of my way to play it. But now that it's getting remastered, it looks amazing. And it's just a really great opportunity to go back and see where all of this came from in this game that feels kind of like for people, you know, for people that played it back then, it's sort of a remaster, it's just a re-release. But for people that never played it, which I'm sure is more than just me, I'm sure there's at least 2 of you that are in that same boat as me. It's like a whole new game. It's like we're getting a whole new Warcraft-themed Blizzard game because I never did any of that, and now I'm going to get to for the first time with this remaster. So that's really exciting. Hope you have a nice BlizzCon. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Curator. So much love, Hazel. So happy for you. So my plans for videos, I should fill you in. I am filming a bunch of footage to do some kind of a BlizzCon video. I don't really know what the theme is going to be. The theme may be that I may try to model it after oh, good, we did it. My general feelings of this trip, which is that everything is going so fast, so maybe I'll just mash together all of the 4-second phone clips that I've taken, and that'll be the video, we'll see. But there's that, and then, should be able to stream and get back to doing 8.1 stuff. I am doing, I promise, a 8.1 pet dungeon guide, and I want to get started on that pretty soon. Although I do now know that we have some time because the patch is coming out in December. December, I believe the dates were, and I'm not going to say the dates because again I don't remember everything at the top of my head, but early December, and that gives me a little bit of time, so at least I know when it's coming. Watching this makes me want a virtual ticket. Oh, it's awesome. I think you can still get it, and then you get like the banners and what else? The cloaks. I am just swimming right now, so I guess I want to jump back up on the boat and then make the jump properly. But I'm also going to list us, so this is going to be first come, first serve. Any 2 people, doesn't really matter what your class is, doesn't matter your gear, doesn't even matter your level as long as you're over 110. Anybody 110 and up can come to this. I'm just doing normal island expeditions, and I am not very good, so be prepared for that. Oh, and let me show you real quick this banner that I have on my sidebar. This is the Alliance toy. So that's in like a 1-minute cooldown. You can throw it on that thing. It's one of those things. It's not really for anything, but darn does it look pretty. And I mean, that's a lot of content. That's a lot of the internet, honestly. As long as it looks nice and you're happy because you saw it, you know, there doesn't need to be a whole lot more than that. I was going to list a group one time. All right, so pre-made, custom. This is Alliance North America. So if you're Horde, I'm sorry. My apologies. And we're going to be starting... Oh, no, sorry. Island Expedition starting group. This is for normal. I'm starting a group for normal Island Expedition. The title's going to be called Hi, I'm Hazel. And then details is going to say, I miss my fish. Because that's true. Just a little bit. I'm sure they're doing fine. First 2 people, and then I will queue up again and do my best. Are the new Island Expeditions better than the current ones? So, I don't know. I honestly don't know a whole bunch about that. They were starting to... I think they were talking about that right as I left, or maybe I missed it. Or I may have actually spaced out a little bit during a few of them. I'm going to go back and look through the notes. I was watching everything, but you're just so excited and also a little bit tired because it's been a few days since you've had a proper night's sleep that I'm not at 100% cognitive capacity, but we're doing our best. Oh man, haven't played Warcraft 3, but I definitely will now. Plus the meat wagon mount looks crazy, right? That's one of those things that you never really, there we go, know that you want until they show it to you and you're like, you're right, I do need that. Speaking of things that you don't know that you need until you see them, did you guys see the crab mount? It's an 8.2 Najatar thing. There is a crab that walks sideways, and it's something that I require in a core level of my being. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh no, I need to queue us at the table. I should probably go back to the table. Hey Hazel, what is ancient mana used for? That's a currency that you need for Suramar content. So you're going to pick it up around Suramar. You are able to turn it in to you're going to be able to turn it in to NPCs in the little cave. Where your Suramar stuff is, and you also need some, I think, to start Withered Army training, which you want to do every 3 days. So if you actually don't have the Fox mount, it's called the Lothian Prowler, hang on to as much of your Ancient mana as you can, because every 3 days you're able to do Withered Army training, and the box that you get from the end of Withered Army training has a chance to give you that mount. I still don't have it yet. I need to do that. Not today, but just in general. I need to get on that again. So, save that up, and then when you start Withered Army training, only do the minimum Withered. You don't actually need to get any particular kind of crazy score. Hey, I would like to buff us. There we go. I have a buff button. I can use that. Yeah, you don't need any particular score, so just like get the minimum number of Withered, kill some stuff, and then you can leave it if you want, and then do that every 3 days for chances of the mount if you don't already have it. How do you get a broomstick mount? So those ones, I believe, are short-lived. I don't know exactly. Hallow's End is going for another... Over. No, it's over. Hell's End is over. You'll get a broomstick mount next year. It's, I got mine from a treat bucket, actually. I think you can also get them from the Headless Horseman, not 100%. Hell's End just kind of spits them out at you. But those are only effective during Hell's End, so you're not missing out on anything. Oh, I don't know what the keybind is to change your default bar, but I have not been hitting it very well. I want to watch the cutscene with Malfurion. Are you going to Comic-Con? It looks good. I don't know if I would branch out to other conventions. I have a feeling that this one is special, and also traveling is expensive, and as much fun as I'm having, it's also exhausting and a lot of planning. So I feel like limiting it to like a nice once-a-year trip is probably a good way to go. Probably not going to do Comic-Con or like PAX or anything like that. Have you met any other streamers you're a fan of? I would be such a fangirl if I spotted anyone I knew. I had an opportunity. Ooh, torch. I had an opportunity, and I got to chat a little bit with the almighty Taliesin and Evitel last night, and that was just a moment. That was pretty great. They are, so you know how on their streams and their videos and whatever, they're just like really attractive people. They're just really pretty. They're like that in person too. It's a lot. They're too, and of course smart and funny and hardworking, all of those things. But they are beautiful human beings. I got the Fox invitation from the Nightfall Emissary. Congrats, Rowan. I am deeply jealous. Although I can't be jealous. I'm not allowed to do that because I haven't been farming it. It's a little unfair for me to complain that I haven't gotten a thing that I'm not trying for. But, you know, I should go back and do that. Maybe I'll, I could, you know, it is a mount run. I was going to say, I could weave in a little bit of Withered Army training into normal mount run Tuesdays. That kind of counts, right? Like, that's a mount run. It's not a boss, but it's also instance, which is more than I can say for some other things. So, that. I would like to find some rares. Are there any rares on the map around here? I missed one. It's back there. Make any collaboration RL videos yesterday. Oh, no. I am so awkward and shy with the camera that the last thing I'm going to do when meeting somebody is pull it out and ask to start filming. That is the most not me thing that I can possibly think of. So I'm not going to have any good footage of, like, me. I don't think I even posted anything on Instagram. Like, I just don't want to take out the phone. So, nothing like that. Although I might get, let's see. We'll see. I don't want to get your hopes up. Could boost to 110 real quick. I had no idea how to get the Fox mount. I have to get it now. I mean, it's not the only Fox in the game. There is a Vicious, actually, I don't know if they added it yet. There's a model for a Vicious War Fox. I'm pretty sure it's already in. I'm not 100%. So that's a PvP thing, but that one's, I don't know if you can get it, like, right now because of the way the Vicious system has changed. So, but yeah, no, plus it's the original colors, you know, it's like the nice red and white Fox. Talieska's charming in person as he is on stream, 100%, absolutely. It's, I mean, Evatel's my favorite. Like, I don't think we're supposed to pick favorites, but if we're going to, I'm going to. She's my favorite, but they're just both amazing. Is it true that Talieska is really 9 feet tall? If I told you, that would be spoiling. I heard that he bench presses 15 Chuck Norrises. What cutscene with Malfurion? I just got home from work. They showed us a cutscene during the WoW What's Next panel. So if you have a virtual ticket, you should be able to cash that on your virtual ticket stream soon, I think. You should be able to go back and watch the panel that you missed, and they will show you the Malfurion cutscene in that. They may post it elsewhere as well. I'm not 100%. I mashed my Shadow Man button with my right hand. But it was very, very cool. Malfurion and Tyrande are not happy about what the Horde have done to Darkshore, and they've got some things to say about it. What is your tune's name? My character's name is Hazel, and my alt's name is Hazel, and then my other alt, and my other alt, and my other alt. And basically, I just jam vowels into it until it lets me make the name. So this is, sometimes my friends make fun of me, and they call me, like, Hayazelli, because they try to say all of the vowels. It's always Hazel, but, you know, you can say it any way that you like. Do you play any other games, and are you willing to do some? I play other games a little bit just in my free time, mostly Blizzard stuff, like a little Hearthstone here and there, a little, not so much playing Overwatch anymore, but I watch a lot of Overwatch, but it's almost, WoW, I'm never done with WoW. And I always feel like there's something else that I want to do, and the content keeps coming out, and it keeps coming out, and I really don't want to fall behind because I want to stay on top of the new stuff, which I'm failing miserably at. There's just always new stuff to do, so I never really feel the need to take breaks. Like, a lot of my guild will, and that's totally healthy. Like, if you feel like you need to take a break, then you gotta do what you gotta do. We just finished our last raid of the tier. Like, we finished our last clear of... Why is the... Old year. We finished our last the raid that's happening right now. We finished our last clear Wednesday, before I left. So we're done with that now. We're not gonna have any more raid nights until Battle for Tazara Lore comes out, and that's not gonna be until, like, after New Year's. So I'll have an extra night in my week, but we clear the raid, we clear it a couple times, and then we take a break until the next one, and that's great for a lot of people because then they don't get burnt out on raiding, and they're able to come back fresh and excited for whatever's next when it comes out. But I have never been like that. I've never been caught up enough. I always felt like, if I actually, get all the mounts that I want, and get all the rep that I want, and get all the pets and all the toys, and what else would I do? I would probably spend a little more time on the arena ladder, and I would try to reclaim at least a fraction of the what I was able to do in Warlords. It's been a while, so I'm so rusty that there's not even any, there's nothing left under there anymore. But there's so many things on the list that I just don't even get to. Man, if I could just manufacture an extra 6 hours a day that I could dedicate completely to WoW, I do think I would spend more time doing arena. I think it's fun right now. I did a little bit of twos a couple of nights ago, and I think the pacing's pretty good. I mean, I wasn't playing at any super crazy ratings, but it didn't feel like some patches feel where every twos game, especially because, I was playing twos and healer twos because I was Rusted Druid, so it didn't feel like it was deep dampening every single time, and I appreciate that. I like it when games end. The worst part is when it just goes into a mana game, because then I have to confront all of the poor decisions that I made earlier in the match, and I would rather just never find out about those and be like, oh no, yeah, I totally needed to use all of my mana in the first 2 minutes. I was keeping my DPS aggressive. That was planned. I'm very good at this. Master strategy right there. The cutscene is also on the WoW YouTube channel, as well as the new cinematic. There you go. There you go. You can watch it right now, and you should. All right, so we won that one. That was very... Oh, I got some leather gloves. And should we do heroics? Am I qualified for heroics? Do I need to practice more? Do I need to practice my key setup more? Just bought Whomper, holy cuteness. I can't wait to check that out. I wonder if I can play WoW on my laptop from the hotel a little bit. I think I can log in. I think I have it installed and updated, and it probably won't melt to death. We'll find out. But so that I can do that. I mean, I guess I could do it here, but I don't want to mess with that right now. But yeah, super cute. Looks like one of those ones that kind of reminds me of Toddle, because you know Toddle. It's got like the big eyes. Actually, I can pull him out because I have him, and I can probably demonstrate the exact effect that I'm talking about. So, Toddle, all caps. There we go. Cute little guy. He's got his big blue eyes and his little face. And if you take Toddle and you put a pet biscuit on him, and he's taller than you, tell it to me. Is that not horrifying? Right? Look at his single tooth and wonder who he bit to lose the other one, right? This is, and I have a feeling just looking at, just from looking at Whomper, it's going to be the same thing. Like, I love it. I'm going to get it immediately, but he's going to be like real cute when he's little, and you're going to pet biscuit him, and all of a sudden he will be like the Lord of Terror. Can't wait. Kind of tired of thinking people have to do an alignment shift to dark to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think they've got a good range of different characters that are doing that in different ways. Like, I think Anduin has been, and maybe this isn't represented super well in the game. I can't remember what I know that's from Before the Storm and what I know that's from the game. But I think that he's done a really good job of being interesting and conflicted and making decisions that not everybody agrees with without just making him evil. You know, you can't argue that the boy's not doing his best. He's doing everything he can. Whomper is like a little furry Toddle. Do you ever need a break from the keyboard and play tabletops? If so, which one? So I have not played a tabletop RPG since I left Canada because I had friends in Canada. And aside from the last 2 days, I have not successfully made friends in America. So this is a cool first for me, although I don't think I can play tabletops after I go back home because I can't bring BlizzCon home with me. But back in Canada, I played a little Pathfinder. I did that for a little over a year, and I still didn't quite understand the rules because it was my first tabletop, and it was just confusing. But I had my character sheet on like this little netbook. I had this like $200 terrible netbook, and it would take me like 5 minutes at the beginning of a session. I would like load it up early to try and get just like this little spreadsheet that had like my character stats in it before we started. So I did that years ago, but it's been a while. I find that if I need a break from the computer, what I'll do is I will get up and I'll stretch, and I'll either take my dog and I'll just like go for a walk, or I will go find my fish and sit in front of them and look at them, because that's what you do with fish. That's kind of the end of it. I mean, you can kind of like, some of them will follow your finger, and but mostly I feel bad because that, like, as soon as I'm sitting in front of them, they expect food. They should know better by now because I harass them all the time. But they, you can't always feed them. You can't always feed them when they want food. That's how you get a fat fish. Streaming from BlizzCon, right? This is I'm still every now and then having a moment on the inside where I'm like, I don't know how this happened. Fun fact: Tortolans love gnomes. Is that a real thing? Is that like a quest line, like a quest dialogue line or something? Because I always they looked a little suspicious. They've been around for a while. Gnome rights may have changed in the last 1,000 years. Hazel, how are you doing at BlizzCon? Hey, I am doing actually surprisingly well. Like, I'm really awkward, and I kind of expected that because that's just me in 3-dimensional space. So I've been like, when I was watching the opening ceremonies, I had my backpack like on the ground between my feet, and I didn't realize that it was kind of like bumping up against the chair in front of me, and the chairs don't go all the way down like the ones that you watch the ceremony from. So it was like poking this poor guy in front of me in the butt, and he like turns around and he's like, is it, are you, what? what's going on back there? And we figured it out, and I fixed it, and I felt so bad. And I've just been dropping things that I'm trying to hand to people, and dropping things that I'm trying to hold on to, and getting stuck in elevators, and getting lost in parking garages. So it's not like I'm awkward, but it's okay because there's so many people that are willing to help me when I'm lost, which is always. D&D 5e is for sure easier than Pathfinder. See, I heard that Pathfinder was the beginner-friendly one. I don't know. I've lost my friends. I'm trying to be an island expedition lord of, and it would be really cool if I had a mount or a pet drop. I don't even care which ones. It could be like the Reclarer, but the dream is the parrot. Do you think that the BlizzCon luck would get? Do I need to do heroics for that? We might need to start queuing heroics. I also should probably, I think I need to redo my keybinds a little bit because I don't need. Oh, there's things over here. Probably don't need my Dispel and Shifter. I don't think there's gonna be all that much dispelling. I'm mostly just trying to dot things up and then Void Eruption whenever that's an option. That seems like a good baseline. At least I have gear. I'm really glad that I'm able to use my regular character because I can overgear this and kind of make up for my finger piano key playing. Cultierans not being mages is making me mad. I was looking forward to race changing my mage to them. Makes no sense to me. So I'm not an expert on Cultieran culture, but the word on the street, the rumors in the house, the grapevine, is saying that they're not super big on magic. I think one of you guys actually said that, I'm pretty sure. The word on my stream chat. They're not big on magic, and that, Jaina left and became a mage because the Cultierans warned about it. Again, not confirmed. I don't know anything. I don't know why you guys come here and listen to me. But that would make sense, and it would be kind of, the Night Elves did eventually get over it. They had kind of the same thing, and they eventually got over their whole anti-magic thing. But I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. It would look cool, though. I definitely could see somebody wanting to do a Cultieran mage being a little disappointed. Have to go. Night night. See you later, Elaine. You may have already had this question and just joined, but what are your thoughts about the Diablo opening ceremony? So the Diablo Immortals. I am reserving judgment mostly until I can actually play it. I haven't hit the demo stations yet. I should. I don't know if I'm going to. I've never really felt the need, whenever I was watching BlizzCon streams in the past, I was always very jealous of the energy and the community and getting to meet people, but I was never super jealous of the demos just because I always feel like I'll play it when it's out. I don't, it's not even waiting in line, but the concept that somebody is waiting in line behind me, it just stresses me out. So I don't know if I'll hit up the demo stations, but when I actually get to play it, I'll definitely give it a go because it looks a lot more playable to me than, control-wise than regular Diablo. I'm gonna queue us up for Hero because, you guys are killing it, and I think we might maybe we get more drops there. I don't know. Everyone's awkward on the inside. Some are just better at hiding it than others. I should have trained. I should have trained in the art of picking things up and putting things down before I got here, and then maybe I would have dropped things less. Although I will say that nothing could have saved me from getting lost in parking garages and around blocks because the Google Maps walking directions are terrible. I'm this close to trying a different maps company because I've been through a few parking lots that I was not supposed to go through. Tide Sages use magic, yeah, and I think that's why it makes sense that they're shamans because Tide Sage magic seems very water-based to me, and I get that Frost Mage is water, but that's frozen water. We're looking at a 10-degree temperature difference. Very important, apparently. So I see, oh my gosh, a Cultieran Resto Shaman. That's an alt that I really want now that I've just thought of it. You could roleplay as a Tide Sage. You could get the Tide Sage armor that you can get from the dungeons in BFA. Oh, that's good. I've been kind of wanting a healing alt. I made that Dark Iron Dwarf, Mistweaver from that, the people that do the casting like that, and I haven't leveled her yet because I've been focusing my Dark Iron energy as much of it as I have on my Warlock because I feel like that's a cooler class combination. Man, a Cultieran Resto. I don't think Resto Shamans are terribly in a great spot right now. At least that's what I've heard. Maybe they're getting better. Play Classic. Don't tell Esfon, but I've seen you on the stream. What are you most excited for storyline-wise? I want to see where they're going with this Tyrannid Malfurion thing. If you haven't seen the Tyrannid Malfurion cinematic that just came out today, I've heard that it's on the WoW YouTube. You must see it. You absolutely must see it. I have made some mistakes. I'm going to go Mind Seer. I'm going to Shadow Crash. That's a good one. and then I just need to build up enough insanity so that I can Void Eruption. That's this button right here. It's a tab, free. I feel like I'm learning how to play an instrument that I'm not very good at. Like, this is how I felt taking piano lessons at the age of, like, 17, because I apparently needed to play piano to get into, oh no, I've died, university. And, like, all of the other musicians I knew had been playing piano since they were, like, tiny, tiny, tiny children. And I'm just, like, sitting there stabbing the keys, being like, this doesn't feel right yet. With a punch racial ability, I don't see Kulturans locking themselves in a block of ice. I was actually really impressed and excited by the racials that they announced for Kulturan and Zandalari. Zandalari have one that lets them loot more gold off of monsters. I mean, I know it's not that unfair. It's, like, actually a fairly balanced racial, but, like, that sounds unfair. I love looting gold off monsters. You're telling me I could get more every time? Like, that's a racial that scales well with gameplay, and I like that. Like, if I can get more out of it by playing a ridiculous amount, then I am down for that. And then, oh man, the Zandalari had one. Like, it was a pretty big list of them, so I haven't memorized them because I saw it for like 4 seconds. But the Zandalari had one too that I was really excited about. I'm trying to remember what it was. Do you guys remember the racials for that? How cool does the Jaina statue look in person? I haven't seen it yet. People keep showing, like, people around here keep, like, walking around being like, have you seen the Jaina statue yet? And they'll, like, show me pictures on their phone. I haven't visited it. I need to. I also need to find the gear store. It's probably in the same area. I think it's near the shopping, which I'm planning on doing later. So I'm streaming today until 6. I've got about another half an hour of magical BlizzCon stream time. Well, it's half an hour, 35 minutes or so. And then yeah, I think I might pick up my shopping. And then take it either to get shipped or to stash it back in my hotel room. I would love to carry it all with me, because I could totally see sleeping on a plane with my, because I have window seats. I always book window seats if I can. I can totally see sleeping on a plane with, like, the Alliance pillow stuffed over behind my ear. Like, that would be real comfy. But if I don't have room for stuff, like, I already have a carry-on and a personal item, I should be careful with how many things I'm trying to take back from this place. This is, it's a very good thing that BlizzCon is so energy-filling and inspirational and makes me so excited to make videos, because I'm going to need them to pay for the merch that I'm planning on getting, because it's just so cool. Is WoW stuff at BlizzCon in an hour from now? WoW stuff at I mean, it depends on which WoW you're talking about. I have not kept track of the classic schedule. I'm a little bit more on the live side of things, so we finished up the What's Next at WoW panel. That's the one I was really interested in. Oh, maybe I won't go shopping. Maybe I'll just go, like, set up camp at the esports space. I want to see some WoW arena. I want to watch some WoW arena. That would be really cool. Amber, thanks for the super chat. It's so great to see you so happy and excited. I hope you continue to have an amazing con. Why, thank you. I know this is a special occasion. I wish there was a magic way to it's a once a year occasion. Like, you can't have this energy all the time, because otherwise your body would die. Mine's already on the way out. But it's something that I wish, like, I know once I get home, I'll be excited for a while, and I hopefully be able to carry some of this with me for, oh, there's Horde here. For a while, but it's not something you can hang on to. I guess that's why you gotta come every year. You gotta refill. I thought the same thing. What are the racials for Kulturans? Somebody's probably got them online by now. They announced them in the What's Next panel, and I've forgotten all of them, but I know one of them was exciting. So there, have some very vague and ambiguous hype. It was something really cool. There was something related to swimming. It was like a swim speed or a swim breathing or something like that. The Zandalari ones look real good, though. They also had one that was a dinosaur you could jump on that flew. So it looked kind of like a glider. So, like, on a cooldown, theoretically, we haven't seen it in action yet, but on a cooldown, you could activate, like, a slow fall that, like, jumps you onto a flying pterodactyl to prevent you from dying when you fall off something, you're about to die. That was kind of cool. We got to see all of the druid forms for both Zandalari trolls and Kulturan humans, and Zandalari troll druid. I have one troll druid, actually. She's my only horde character that I've leveled so far. And I am almost certainly going to either re-level her as or race change her. Oh, the heritage armor. There's so many things to be squeaky about, and I'm losing my voice. The heritage armor for Zandalari trolls was something else. Oh, maybe this guy will drop me that pet. I would be so down for that. But yeah, the Zandalari troll heritage, like, the culture and human stuff was good. And they also showed Nomi heritage armor. I'm going to forget everything. I'm going to end this stream and look back at what I talked about and be horrified with myself that I forgot something that's happened, because there's so many things that are going on. But the Zandalari troll heritage armor is my favorite. If you haven't seen it, you got to go look it up online somewhere. It's colorful. ostentatious. It's a little airy, you know. You've got some places for the I need to press my right hand button. You know, you can feel some Zandalari sea breeze across your skin, and it's real cool. So I'm gonna probably make my druid that, because the Zandalari druid forms are they're all very dinosaur. The aquatic one, I don't remember the name of the dinosaur because I am not a paleontologist in the slightest. If you thought I was, you're deeply lost. Probably you're probably looking for a different website. But the like the swimming dinosaur. It's great. And I, too, would like to be a swimming dinosaur. It's not going to make me go Horde, but it may make me play Horde more than once a year. WoW did the info posted, checking there is a good idea. Can't wait for Classic in 8.1. Zandalari need to have a glider because their capital kind of requires it. That is the truth right there. That is one of my favorite things about being Alliance in BFA, is Borealis is, I think, one of the nicest laid out cities that I've had the pleasure of occupying since, like, I mean, Dalaran was good, I guess. But something about the Borealis layout, and the Borealis just feels so much like a real place, you know? There's that. Here. Am I gonna die? Have I gotten myself into trouble? You guys gonna rescue me? Borealis feels like a real place that I might have visited in real life, and you can kind of like see it and feel it and smell it, and it's Dalaran always felt like a WoW place, and it feels like it feels like you're in Dalaran. It doesn't feel like you're somewhere that you might have actually been. I don't know. Not 100% what I'm trying to say here. I'm just trying to not die. Oh, these are Horde, that's why. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. They had, and this was for like, I'm pretty sure this was part of like the 8.2.5, so like the earliest of early sneak peeks. But there was something about, oh, get out of that. There was something about, so a battleground. Oh yeah, so they showed you Battleground, right? You guys, virtual ticket, you can find the clip of this. They showed you Battleground, and they haven't told you anything about it yet. Like they just, they had just showed you the remastered Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin, which looked Arathi Highlands? Yeah. They remastered Warsong Gulch and Arathi Highlands, and on their own, those look incredible. That is something to be hyped about all by itself. And then they show you another clip that's not even on the remastered ones, but it's just like PvP. It's like a Battleground PvP, and there's no UI shown. And you're just like, well, all right. We're looking at a Battleground, and people are playing it, and this is nice. You know, maybe the staff, you know, they felt like making a movie of their Battleground that they did to celebrate the remastering, but on the old one. It was strange, but like we bought it. And then they were like, what if we told you that they're not fighting actual people? They're fighting AI. So like the AI that they've developed with the Island Expeditions is being taken, and in the future, mind, this is a ways out, but it's being put into this Battleground situation where there's like versus AI Battlegrounds where you can fight like these PvP based AI. And it's, you know, it looks cool. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it yet though, because like, you know, the thing I like about Island Expeditions, and maybe this is just the kind of player I am, I'm more into collecting things, and challenge is great in raids and like raided arena where you're in like a really small place. But in stuff like this where I'm just trying to like get through and collect it, I'm not super worried about it. But the, oh my god, can you imagine if they extend that to arena and they have like versus AI arenas with a ladder? That would be really something. Hey! Lost my train of thought. Totally gone. Oh yeah, so the thing that the Island AI really reminds me of is those named mobs in Dark Souls that like are so much smarter than all the other mobs, and they ruin your whole day. And those are never my favorite part of the expansion. So I'm feeling like as soon as these AI become hard enough that I can't just stomp all over them, I'm going to be deeply upset and feeling like maybe the robots are taking over and winning. Did you see the baby Naga pet? So cute. Yeah. I do think that the baby Naga pet, little, well, there's cute new pets. There's some real good stuff coming. Just even before we get into Nagas, that's an 8.2 thing. Even before we get into that, there's going to be a bunch of new pets in 8.1, and that's coming up a lot sooner. So if you are like me and you are stuck on like, what do I have? I have 985 pets. I don't think those are unique pets. I don't have any add-ons here in this setup, so couldn't tell you how many uniques I have. I think it's like 974 or something like that. But if you're like me in a similar boat where you're like kind of close to having the 1000 for the Hearthyman achievement, but you're like not quite there yet, it should be so much easier in 8.1 because there's all sorts of new pets from areas that are like fairly easy to actually like easy content to do and go in and get your stuff from. The Warfront specifically comes to mind. There's gonna be new pets from the Warfront, so that'll be soon, and then we can get caught up in some meta achievements. Have you met Mistledean yet? No, I haven't. If I see him, or if he sees me and stops me, that'd be really cool. Borales feels a lot like Colonial Boston. Colonial Boston? How? Oh, heard it back. What's Colonial Boston like? I can't say. I mean, I've never been because that's not how I'm. You know, I missed time travel class in the learning how to do stuff day. But the sounds cool. No, classic. This is a live BFA WoW stream because I'm just trying to prepare you for the future where I'm probably not going to be. There will be people. I guarantee you there will be very charming and engaging and wonderful community content creators doing stuff for classic. And I just don't really think that it's likely. I don't want to rule anything out, you know. Maybe I'm going to play the demo, because I'm going to play the demo when I get home. I'm going to play the demo. And maybe I will fall in love with it, and I'll just see my life flash before my eyes, and I'll be like, wow, I am a classic player at heart, and I just never knew, because I never got to play it before, because I didn't start back then. But more likely, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to record for a little bit, and I'm going to make a video that's called Hazel being very upset at classic WoW for like 15 minutes, and that's going to be the end of it, because I am so attached to all of the quality of life improvements that we've gotten in WoW since then, and they just fit my playstyle more. Like, back in Wrath when I first started playing, that was before battle pet collections were account-wide. They were just like vanity pets, and even before that, you had to keep them in your bags, and then they added the journal, but the journal was character-specific. So I would collect pets, and I was like really excited about my pet collection, but then I would switch characters because I was a horrendous, raging altaholic. And I would switch characters like every 6 months, and I would be like, oh, well, better start my battle pet collection over again. And I would always start by going to the, oh man, the wetlands? I don't remember. I farmed all the whelp pets. Like, I went and farmed the Crimson Whelp and the Azure Whelp and the, ooh, dragon. Crimson Whelp and the Azure Whelp and the Emerald Whelp. Like, I would go farm all of those, and I farmed those at least twice. And I think I was like starting up on a third time when I heard that in Cataclysm they were going to make battle pet collections account-wide, and that was just, I don't want to go back and live in a world before that. Like, did Vanilla even have pets at all? Didn't that come later? If there's no pets in Vanilla, I don't know what I'd be doing there. Hey Hazelnut, what's up, Gabby? How you doing? No pet battles in Classic? This is true. It's true. The female Worgen look like puppies. I think that when you see them in motion and with their like, we haven't seen them yet, but when you see them in motion and with like their facial expressions, because that's something the new models do really well, is they rig really well for like these really crazy animated facial expressions when they're doing things. And it is World of Warcraft, and we spend most of our time here like fighting things. So it would make sense if most of the facial expressions, as they are for gnomes, are angry ones, and they're probably going to look less like puppies. They might look like angry puppies. They might be ferocious puppies that are ready to fight all the other puppies. But we'll see. Thanks. Oh, I'm all caps here. Thanks for your help. I'm gonna pick up a new island runner. The Worgen male, I think, was definitely my favorite of the Goblin Worgen remasters, because they're updating those finally, and have those four. Like, the goblins I felt looked pretty good already. I'm just going to list us back up here. We're only going to go for another like 20 minutes or so probably like 1 or 2 more of these. I'm going to list this up and just take the first volunteer to come along. And warnings, I'm not performing very well, but that's okay, because we're just here to chat and catch up, and it's actually I'm just so glad that I can stream. It's just something that I do every Friday, and this is starting to really feel like a Friday. And, you know, something else I sometimes do on Fridays is I have pizza, so maybe I'll try and find some pizza there. I don't know. So I'm not doing Raid Finder. That's the wrong decision. That would be a mistake. And I'm going to go back to the desk and queue. So I haven't gotten any pets or anything yet, but you know what I have gotten is a bunch of these doubloons, and we're going to need those. Sorry, queuing for Heroic. There we go. We're going to need the doubloons because there is a Doubloon Vendor. Probably heard about this. I did a video before I left. That was like the last video I did before I got ready for BlizzCon, because I spent 2 days packing. My brain cannot multitask. I can't switch back and forth between things. I would love to. I'm so excited just to see everybody. Yeah, so I spent 2 days, 2 full days packing for BlizzCon just because I was like, wow, I can't forget anything. I can't forget anything. I need this and this and this and this and this, and I'm going to put these in this. I'm going to put these things in this section of the suitcase and these things in this section of the suitcase, and I'm going to put them in here and here and here, because I'm just I plan when I'm worried. That's the only thing that makes me feel better, and I just overplanned it. So that was a lot. Just a long story. Yeah, the Doubloon Vendor thing was the last thing I did before I got swallowed by the vortex of packing. And I'm going to need these Seafarer's doubloons because there are some very cute things in that Doubloon Vendor that you are going to be able to get as early as patch 8.1, coming as early as December I want to say 11th to 13th, but don't quote me on that because I don't know if I remember. Hazel, where's your tea? I know. This may be the first stream that I have done without like a pot of tea here, but you know, it's all right. I have water. They supplied me with water. And that, I did have some tea this morning, actually. I don't remember if I posted on Instagram. I should have. I filmed a little clip for the video, but my travel kettle, if anybody is wondering how my weird, like, squishy kettle is working phenomenally. I had a delightful cup of tea. I bought my milk at, like, midnight last night. I found, like, a 24-hour store that was, like, near my hotel that sold milk, and I was like, I would like to buy some milk. And fit it in my fridge, and I'm good. And I actually brought some herbal tea for the evening, so if I'm like getting overwhelmed at parties or I just don't know where to go, I can always head back there and make some herbal tea. It's actually one of the ones that you guys sent me to the post office box. The immunity vitamin C one. I figured that would be good to keep up on my vitamins while traveling. I am almost positive that I'm going to get the convention plague, but just because I always get sick when I go outside. I'm such a hermit that I have no immune system. But I should at least try to give my body a fighting chance. Like, here, have some vitamins. I actually brought some multivitamins. I should have those. I should have had more. All off my schedule here. Is there a way I can read everything that was on the panel if I missed it? I'm sure that the major news sites, I've seen some people from those sites around. They are working very hard, and they are quite positively bringing you all of those updates as quickly as they humanly can. So those should be up on your favorite place to get news. So, you know, you get your WoW, your MMO champion. Blizzard Watch might be doing something. Hot water is just diet tea. Something that I used to do actually is, and I haven't really done this so much since I moved to America because I was around new people and I didn't want them to judge me just in case it was weird. But sometimes I would heat up milk, and I think that's a thing that this guy looks cool. I think that's a thing that you give to children to help them fall asleep. And nobody ever did that to me as a child, so it's not like I have nostalgic memories of being given warm milk or anything. I'm not a kitten. But I would do it anyways, just like, well, if it's good enough for medieval, I'm just mashing my keys here. If it's good enough for medieval children that are trying to get back to bed, then it's good enough for me when I can't get back to bed. I could actually do that. I do have a microwave. I used it to warm up a cookie, which I had for breakfast as well as dinner last night. BlizzCon's great. Traveling is not my forte. I gotta get better at it, right? Like, you can only make the same mistakes so many times. And I'm making new mistakes every time. Like, I have been making new mistakes all day long. So eventually I'll run out of them, and then I'll just be really good at everything. That's my plan. I am playing on Lightbringer. Sethbot taking over for Fuzzbot. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. I would blame it on not being on my computer, but honestly, I wasn't using Fuzzbot before I left because I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with the StreamBot thing. I'm not really 100%. It's nice for the frequently asked questions, but outside of that, I don't know. Now, I need to find some more ads right. There's some on the floor here. I would like to find some rares because it would just be the coolest thing to get some pets and stuff. The Void Wiggler pet just dropped for me. Congrats. Nice. How's the Wi-Fi there? Not good. And I think that's because, well, here at the convention for press, because I was lucky enough to get a media pass, I have access to a place where I can upload from if I need to. Ooh, there's a dude here. I must kill him. But my hotel is awful. Like, I think it's because they want you to, like, pay for the upgraded version, and I don't especially want to pay $7 a day for, like, better internet. I'm not even going to be at the room that much anyways. And if I'm going to upload something, I'm probably just going to do it overnight. And I highly doubt that my poor laptop can edit anyways, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, the internet's not so good. My reception's actually been pretty good, but I've been having a hard time, like, finding people. I've been trying to, like, meet up with friends pretty much ever since I got here, and it's been hard to get a hold of people, like, in the same place at the same time, and, like, things get full and then the room closes, and it's but you know what the magical BlizzCon solution is I found you can always make more friends. And I'm not saying you replace your old friends. Like, you find them eventually, and then that's a great day. But in the meantime, you know, while your old friends can't get to where you've been sitting and waiting for them for a while, there's other people around there. You can make new friends. I have died. I've made some mistakes. Did they say anything about 8.3 on the What's Next panel? No. We got news about 8.15. They got a recap of 8.1. We got some news about 8.15. We got some news about 8.2. And we got a little bit about 8.25. But if you want 8.3, you are going to need to wait. Oh, man. This is way more comfy than my normal streaming setup. I need to adjust my chair at home. I don't think I'm doing it right. Also, I feel really just, like, happy and giddy here because my feet are, like, off the floor. Like, the chair's high enough up that my feet are just kind of, like, dangling, so I'm kicking them like a tiny child, and I'm having a lot of fun. So, I have died. We are, like, just barely in the lead. These are the aggressive horde, and they are a problem for me. Should probably get a shadow form. It's probably a good place to start. What happened in WoW What's Next? Oh my goodness. It's a long story. Like, the real question is, which thing in WoW What's Next do you want to hear about? If you are a virtual ticket holder and you missed the panel, I strongly recommend that you catch up on the panel. I think I might watch it again. Like, because with a regular ticket, you do get a virtual ticket, so I could... Those poor horde. Wait, no, not poor horde. Poor me. Getting very confused today. But yeah, I might go watch that panel again just to make sure I didn't miss anything, or just to, like, kind of... I want to see the Malfurion. I mean, it's on YouTube, but I want to see the Malfurion Tehran cinematic again. That was good stuff. My OCD wants to close your bags. Oh my goodness. You know, that's a good point. I probably shouldn't show those off. They're not very clean. All right, so Shadow Form, and then Buffing, which is not keybound. And Hoarder's still here, but if we can just beat them, we just need to get away from their boat. Like, this is the real problem, is if you get stuck, like, near their spawn area, and they just, like, they're either you're spawn camping them or they're spawn camping you, but nobody's getting any Azerite. And you end up with, like, these oddly long games where you haven't actually accomplished anything. Have you met with any other WoW streamers or YouTubers? A few people have caught me. I have chatted with a couple of people. I saw Hero actually last night. I'm going to try and find him again today. From the venerable Hirama Red X, so I caught up with him a little bit. Hopefully I can find time to chat a little bit more. And then briefly met Talius and Avatel. That would be also really cool to find more time to hang out with them. But it's just so hard to find people at this place. If you've never been to BlizzCon, I have some news for you. It's very big. I didn't really get how big it was until I was here. You can, like, if you're trying to walk from one end to the other, it can take a while. It is almost 6 o'clock, and I haven't even gone up. I haven't even found, like, the Darkmoon Ferry area, and I've heard that's the one that I want to see. I haven't even seen the gear store because it's going to take my money. I'm just kind of, like, putting that off. Would you ever dye your hair Alliance blue? I don't know if I would actually do an Alliance blue just because that is very blue, and I've heard, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that blues don't leave. Like, the reds and the pinks, they kind of, like, fade out really well. Blues are a little stickier, and you have to really commit to blue. But I might do, like, a bluish green. Kind of like a mossy Coltiran color, or like a Resto Druid Night Elf kind of green. Information overload, watching recap tonight, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm trying to mentally catalog it and, like, make decisions about what I'm excited about, and what I want to ask about if I get a chance to ask about stuff, and it's a lot to go through. There's just it's the grand and exciting information dump of the year. I really wanted to be at BlizzCon this year, but I live in Sweden, so it would be hard for me to get there. It's a long, long trip. There's a bunch of people here that I've met that have come from overseas and have taken these really long flights that are expensive and also, like, a huge, huge time difference. So one thing I would say is that if you do eventually find yourself planning a BlizzCon trip and you're coming from overseas, if you at all can, consider coming early. Like a day, 2 days, like not even just on Thursday. Like, come on the Wednesday. Come on the Tuesday if you can. Like, there's stuff going on, and there's parties, and there's people to see, and there's people to meet. And also, you're going to be jet-lagged. And if you can recover from your jet lag, at least some, before you do BlizzCon, you will get a little bit more out of your convention if you're not super tired. But even if you don't manage that, I think that everybody here is running a little bit on just, like, this adrenaline high that it's kind of magical, you know? It's having some effects. I find that I don't really get hungry here. I don't really need to sleep. I'm just so excited and going all the time that it's very hard to turn off. I had such a hard time getting to sleep. It was just too much to think about. Opinions in Gnome Heritage Armor. So it's very gnomish, and the goggles, I love the goggles. The forehead goggles are amazing. But it is kind of like you know, a mechanical inspired set. And I don't really see that aesthetic for my Shadow Priest. Like, she's a servant of the old gods at this point. She's not really into gears and gadgets and fixing things. She's more into melting things with tentacles. So, as you can see here. So I'm probably going to do at least one. Like, no, I think I already have access. Like, I'll get access to it when they eventually add that. But I'm probably going to make at least a set or two that use components of it. I'm not going to wear it wholesale because it doesn't include pants. Like, there's no bottom part of it. So it's not going to be for me in that way. But I do want to make a set that involves the goggles. Like, if I can get those goggles and find, like, stuff. You know, actually, there's a green robe from, I think, either early Legion or late Warlords. It's like one of those shoulderless, like off the shoulder, green. It's got like the Cthulhu eye thing in the middle of it. That might, like, you could maybe do kind of like a hybrid, you know, like old god casting, but with goggles. You know, we can come up with some reason why she needs goggles, because they are some nice looking goggles. So I think we're actually, oh, there's more rares. All right, so I'm going to try and actually do as much damage as I can, because I am a grown-up WoW player that can play with a red. Oh man, I'm going to be like clicking through this VOD later, and I'm going to be just horrified because I'm not really checking my monitor, and I am certainly not checking my gameplay, and this is going to be deeply embarrassing for me later. So thank you guys for being so nice about it. How cute is that new battle pad? I so want it, right? I think people didn't like the BlizzCon. I think it's becoming a pretty good one. I kind of held that opinion like weeks ago. But once you get here, I think it's an excellent year to go. I think that they gave a lot of info at the WoW. Like, I was concerned a little bit, especially after they announced the Warcraft 3 remaster. I was a little bit concerned that they would do not really, you know, they would have so much of this info for Classic, and they would have so much of this work done in Warcraft, and that would be kind of like the Warcraft thing. And I'm just so excited about Live WoW that I was a little worried it would be left out, but it super wasn't. Like, they really dug deep. Now, one thing that I was kind of thinking about is a lot of the stuff they showed us, because they're going into like, oh, this is 8.1, like 8.1 is coming soon, that's not coming till December, then 8.15, then 8.2, then 8.25. Like, they showed us a lot of stuff, but a lot of the stuff they showed us is on a fairly long roadmap. So it's not like it's a lot, but it's not all happening at once. You don't have to process it all right away. There's going to be time when there's the next thing coming up. You can figure out what's coming up directly next. Like right now, if you're just trying to plan your gameplay, then I would only worry about what's happening in 8.1. If you're trying to just like be excited about the new stuff, then go nuts. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the info and trying to keep it all straight, I would start with the stuff that's coming soon, because they are digging really deep and showing us a lot of things that aren't going to be here for a while. Torn got the massive totem, so much new stuff. Also the new fish people. So what do you guys think about the mecha gnomes or junker gnomes? And what do you think? Like, do you think they will be an allied race? If they did or did not confirm that, I missed the end of the panel, so I don't think they said they would be, but I could have missed it. Do you think they'll be an allied race? And then if they are, do you think I'm gonna play it? Because like all of the parts that really distinguish them from regular gnomes kind of look like they would be hidden under your armor. So don't you think that once you put a full set of tier armor on, you'd be like, well, that's just a gnome that's got better hair? And then there's the question of, do I want better hair, and am I willing to sell parts of my body for like metal in order to get this better hairstyle? And then I would like, if I did that, I probably would race change my gnome, but I would also level another mecha gnome alt so that I got whatever their heritage armor is. But I also think that, you know, their heritage armor can't be that different from the gnome heritage armor they just announced. So I don't know if they'd be an allied race, unless they already said they would, in which case I sound very silly. Maybe not so durable. Need the meat wagon mount. Yeah. I doubt they will because of their legs, and it can't be transmog. Oh, Naga, yeah. I thought you were talking about mecha gnomes. It's like their legs work fine. They've got 2 of them and everything, but totally see that concern with Naga. I expect them to be one, but you probably won't play one. I appreciate the honesty. You guys often know me a little better than I know what I'm going to do myself. I feel like a lot of people were calling the late mind changing on the whole Void Elf thing before I knew, so you're probably right. Junker gnomes are the 8.3 allied race. I'm not saying anything. Any new allied race? I don't believe that they said anything. I don't believe that we have any official news on that. They showed a lot of heritage armor, and they showed the racials for Kulturan and Zandalari Troll, and those are coming in, I believe, 8.15. They said, I believe. Again, Don't take my word on anything. But they showed the racials for those, but I don't think beyond that we've gotten any new ally rates info. But there's just so much other stuff going on. I'm not even excited. There's just too much to be excited about. Other Canadians there? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a whole group of them. I mean, you see them more clearly when you're at, like, the country-themed events. If you're at, like, the Overwatch thing, and there's, like, Team Canada and, like, Team Canada fans that, like, are dressed up in that. But otherwise, the thing about Canadians is they tend to blend in a little bit because we look like people. So unless you actually ask somebody where they're from, you might not find out. So I'm actually going to thank you guys very much for carrying me through this dungeon. That wasn't a dungeon, it was actually some island expeditions, but I appreciate the help because I would not have been able to win those on my own. And I didn't get any pets, but I did get like a bunch of doubloons, so we're actually up to, how many doubloons we got now? We are up to 87 doubloons. That's a pretty good amount. You can farm those things pretty quickly, actually. I might start doing island expeditions, kind of like just like a casual thing to do with my hands while I'm like winding down, because I need to grind a lot of those. It was like 1750 of them. Like, 1,700 doubloons to get all the stuff out of the new vendors, so that's a grind ahead of me. But, lost track of what I was going to say. You can tell the Canadians at BlizzCon, they're holding the doors. There are a lot of people holding the doors. Maybe this is just like Canadians everywhere, or maybe everybody's just super nice. So I am going to wrap up because I think I'm just about out of time, and I want to make sure that I don't forget anything before I leave. So I want to thank you all very, very much for tuning in. I'm going to give this one more try to see if, here, I'm going to flip my, is this mess? Two computers here, this is news to me. Flip this over to this one, and I'm going to do this one more try to see if I can do the, there is Horde and Alliance, like Sylvanas and Anduin snap filters. And I think I've lost them. Maybe they're featured? Yeah, featured. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Oh, there it is. So here's Sylvanas. Stuff over here. There it is. There it is. This doesn't feel good. I don't think this is who I am on the inside, and I'm going to take it off now. So there's an Anduin one. Where's Anduin? My boy. My boy. So it is, you know, you get the shoulders, you get the chest, you get to feel very noble, and, you know, I think this is the look. If I ever do a cosplay, maybe I'll just go in and try to make some Anduin armor. That would be a stream series. Thank you guys so much for checking out my live stream. I will be home in time for my Tuesday Mount Run stream, so I might be kind of sleepy. I might still be recovering, but we can have a post-BlizzCon chat then. I'll put out some videos. I don't know when, but I'll do my best. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to everybody that has come and said hi to me. If you are at the convention, I don't know how you're watching this, but if you're around and you see me, please come say hi. I am totally cool. I love hugs, and you guys give great hugs. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.